history. It's a grand tapestry woven with countless threads of human experience, ambition, and folly. But what if many of those threads are not quite what they seem? What if the stories we cherish, the anecdotes we repeat, and the very foundations of our understanding are built on something less than truth? We are surrounded by myths, legends, and outright fabrications concerning the most iconic figures of the past. From classroom lessons to blockbuster films, these falsehoods shape our perception of history. Our objective today is to pull back the curtain, to identify, summarize, and contextualize some of the most pervasive lies about famous historical figures. Understanding these historical inaccuracies is more than just a trivia exercise. It's crucial for grasping how narratives are constructed, how power is maintained, and how our collective memory can be manipulated. Let's embark on a journey to uncover the truth behind the legends. Historical lies don't just appear out of thin air. They often follow discernible patterns. We can categorize these falsehoods by their very nature. Some are deliberate fabrications, born from propaganda or character assassination, designed to serve a specific agenda. Others are exaggerations and embellishments, turning ordinary events into heroic sagas or mundane traits into superhuman attributes. Then there are misinterpretations or oversimplifications of complex events, reducing intricate historical processes to a single, easily digestible narrative. Finally, many myths are post-mortem creations, crafted to forge a national or cultural identity, often long after the figure has passed. These lies also tend to cluster around specific subject matters. They might concern the moral failings or virtues of a figure, painting them as paragons of honesty or depths of cruelty. We often see myths about intellectual prowess or sudden eureka moments, simplifying years of diligent work into a flash of genius. Physical appearance or personal characteristics are frequently distorted, as are specific events or actions attributed to these figures. By understanding these categories, we can better spot the patterns of historical deception. Let's dive into some of the most enduring myths that have shaped our understanding of historical giants. Take George Washington, for instance. The tale of him chopping down a cherry tree and confessing, "I cannot tell a lie," is a cornerstone of American virtue. Yet, this story was invented by biographer Mason Locke Weems decades after Washington's death, designed to create a moralistic hero for young Americans. Then there's Isaac Newton and the apple. The image of an apple falling on his head, instantly revealing the law of gravity, is iconic. While Newton did observe falling apples, the dramatic eureka moment is an embellishment, simplifying years of rigorous scientific inquiry and mathematical development into a single poetic instant. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, is often depicted as a woman of unparalleled, seductive beauty. This image, largely perpetuated by Roman propaganda and later Hollywood, overshadows her true power, her formidable intellect, political acumen, and linguistic skills. Her influence stemmed from her mind, not just her looks. Christopher Columbus is widely credited with discovering America. This narrative completely ignores the millions of indigenous people who had inhabited the continents for millennia. It also overlooks the documented voyages of Norse explorers centuries earlier, reducing a complex history of contact and conquest to a singular Eurocentric event. And who could forget Marie Antoinette's infamous "let them eat cake" remark? This phrase, symbolizing aristocratic indifference to the suffering of the poor, was never actually uttered by the Queen. It was a piece of revolutionary propaganda, attributed to her to fuel public outrage and justify the overthrow of the monarchy. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg, each revealing a fascinating gap between popular belief and historical reality. Where do these persistent falsehoods come from? Their origins are as varied as the lies themselves. Many stem from contemporary political agendas or rivalries, where character assassination or heroic myth-making served immediate purposes. Early biographers, often more interested in moral instruction than strict accuracy, frequently sought to create idealized or villainous narratives. Cultural storytelling and oral traditions also play a significant role, with details shifting and exaggerating over generations. Sometimes the lack of accurate documentation or critical analysis at the time allowed these stories to take root unchallenged. The reasons for their persistence are equally compelling. Educational systems and textbooks, for generations, have perpetuated simplified narratives, often prioritizing ease of understanding or national pride over nuanced truth. Popular culture, through films, literature, and art, constantly reinforces these myths, making them feel undeniably real. National identity and patriotic myth-building are powerful forces, making it difficult to challenge stories that contribute to a sense of shared heritage. The simple, compelling nature of a good story often triumphs over the complex, messy truth. Furthermore, there's a natural human resistance to challenging long-held beliefs, especially those deeply ingrained since childhood. The perpetuation of historical lies has profound consequences, distorting our understanding of the past in significant ways. It misrepresents the causes and effects of major historical moments, leading us to draw incorrect conclusions about societal developments. These myths often obscure the vital roles of other individuals or groups, giving undue credit or blame to a single figure. Furthermore, these falsehoods often caricature historical figures, reducing complex individuals to one-dimensional heroes or villains. This prevents a nuanced understanding of their true motivations, their struggles, and the difficult choices they faced. It strips them of their humanity, making them either impossibly perfect or irredeemably evil. This passive acceptance of simplified narratives hinders critical thinking, discouraging us from questioning sources and seeking deeper truths. It undermines the value of rigorous historical research and evidence, suggesting that a good story is more important than factual accuracy. Ultimately, these historical distortions can influence modern societal views and biases, shaping our present by misrepresenting our past. So, how do we navigate this landscape of historical truth and fiction? The path forward lies in embracing a balanced perspective. It is paramount to consult primary sources whenever possible, to hear the voices of the past directly, unfiltered by later interpretations. We must also seek out diverse perspectives, understanding that history is never a single, monolithic narrative. We must acknowledge the evolving nature of historical scholarship. History is not a static collection of facts, but an ongoing conversation, constantly reevaluated as new evidence emerges and new questions are asked. Distinguishing between historical fact interpretation and outright myth is a crucial skill for any engaged citizen. Embracing the complexities and ambiguities inherent in history is essential. The past was messy, filled with contradictions and imperfect people, just like the present. There are rarely simple answers, and often, the most profound insights come from grappling with uncertainty. The ongoing process of reevaluating historical narratives is not about tearing down heroes, but about building a more accurate, more honest understanding of who we are and where we came from.